Oh, yeah? Look at that.
Can I make something with
Here, show me how you walk, Booth.
Mommy, can I make something with it? Mommy, can I make something?
Sure, go ahead. That hair, Booth. All right, welcome back to Teal House Farm. We're doing some more work in the garden today. Sam is headed back there. He's doing some work for our chickens. We'll check out.
Dig in the garden.
Sure, we'll check out what he's doing later. We've moved our chickens into our main set structure. It's not really worthy of being called a barn. We know it looks terrible, but it's quite sturdy despite its looks. It's actually in really pretty good condition. It just needs a new outer whatever shell. But our chickens have been moved up in there to keep them closer to the house, closer to the water source, and hopefully safer in the long run and easier to take care of. But Sam is finishing retrofitting what used to be a sheep stall into a chicken run. So we'll take you up there and see what he's doing. But we're going to get a little stuff done in the garden today, too. First task, there's this crabapple tree thing right behind me that keeps sprouting new little trees. We're just going to cut them back so they don't grow into the garden. We're also going to trim back the branches a bit so there's not quite as much shade over the garden area as well. The correct way to deal with this kind of problem is to get a shovel and dig up the root system that is growing underground and allowing these to sprout up, but no. So every year I just cut them all the way down to keep them from growing up. Maybe one year I'll actually dig them out. Preferably some year where I have something other than a manual shovel to do it, because it doesn't look that much, but when you get into the ground to see how big the root system is, it's ginormous. It really is. It can be done by hand, but it's incredibly difficult.
I'm actually not 100% sure what these plants are. They look very similar to the branches on this crab apple tree. I am 100% sure that's a crab apple tree. But it's also kind of odd because it has like a really intense root system underground, a lot like greenbrier does. So I'm actually not sure what these are. But I do know if I knock them down at the beginning of the year like this and we keep mowing over them, it keeps them down until fall and they sprout back up, and we just repeat this step over and over and over again. And so right now this works fine. This is much easier than trying to dig it out. For the tree itself, I just go ahead and trim back some of the branches that hang over the little garden area just to make sure it doesn't get too much shade. But for the most part, I just leave the tree where it is. It's just fine. It's been here forever. So the last task I really want to get done today is to move this fence that I used to block out the garden last year. It got overgrown with weeds because I couldn't keep up with the mowing. And so we are going to go a different direction as far as fencing this year. But last time I tried to move it, it was still frozen to the ground because we had gotten a lot of snow that just wasn't melting. And now it is finally all defrosted, so we should be able to pull it out as long as I can get the roots out.
Last time I tried to fold one of these up, I made a giant disaster of a mess of it because I did it wrong, because I thought I knew how to do it by watching Sam on an old video. Like, I looked up an old video because he wasn't home and I was like, okay, I think I can do it. But the video was in super fast mode, so I definitely didn't do it right. It was a huge mess. So I just asked Sam how he does it, and he explained it to me twice, but really honest, it sounded like two different explanations. And so we're just gonna go for it, and hopefully we don't make a bigger mess of it this time. I'm really not. There's a right way to do this so it doesn't get all tangled, apparently, though I have never been successful in this. Let's go. He said one post to the next post and then fold it over itself. I don't think this is correct, but we're gonna finish so we can get it out of here. We're just gonna tie it with a bow and pretend we don't know what happened. Maybe don't start with this one. Okay. On to the chickens and duck and goose. Sam is setting up an electric fence inside our electric fence. Yes, we know that. It'll make sense in a minute when you see it. Poultry netting is not our favorite, as I've mentioned multiple times. We're using what we have right now because we really got to get our chickens outside. They've been moved up here. We have done free-range chickens. Would you say for the majority of the time we've had chickens, they've been free-range?
Do what?
The majority of time we've had chickens, would you say they've been free-range?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, pretty close. When money is your number one concern, free-range is the best choice because your feed can be almost zero if you're feeding them scraps. And there's no like equipment really to maintain. You just have your coop. Obviously you can have a bigger problem with predators. We never really had like horrible predator problems. Every once in a while we get like a raccoon or a fox. We have to redo the coop, but the biggest problem with free range is you can't find your eggs all the time, and they poop absolutely everywhere, including all over the kids' stuff, and then the kids want to play outside and everything's covered in poop, which isn't safe or sanitary. So right now we're gonna do I don't know what you'd call this, locked in chickens. We're gonna give them a small paddock outside the barn so they can at least get out and waddle around a bit, get some sunshine. Not sure what our full long-term plan is. We've talked about having a few paddocks to push them through so they don't make the ground all muddy. Or maybe putting sand down. That's another option, that you don't have to move the paddock. Not really sure, but what we do know is that we would like to start getting the eggs consistently, not having to Easter egg hunt for them all the time. We want to definitely keep that goose contained because the children are a little bit scared of her, even though it's never attacked anybody. It's just a very large, very loud, somewhat aggressive sounding bird. And also we do want to keep our chickens safe and closer to the house. So this is our solution for now. Sam's putting up the poultry netting. We're going to trim some wings, and then they're going to be able to get out today and just have a little time out in the sunshine because they've been locked up since the big snowstorm a couple of weeks ago. Sam did build them this nice little plank for getting up and down. And this is our temporary door there. That's going to come down, and we're going to hang a new door, something like that, right there. But we discovered we don't have any hinges, so we'll have to go to town tomorrow, get some hinges so we can get that door hung. But for today, this will solve the problem just fine. We will be hooking both fences to this electric charger. It's a Parmac. It's a really good charger. We really like it a lot better than solar chargers. It's very reliable and it packs a big punch. So whatever predator wants to get in is going to have to get through the sheep fencing and the poultry netting, both of which will be electrified, which hopefully will make them a little less opportunistic. And also at night, the birds are locked in the stall in the barn, which will have a more secure door, and the rest of it is covered with, the windows are like covered with wire and such. So they should be pretty secure in there, and these fences should be super hot. Got it. Okay, the goal here is to cut out the duck and the goose and keep the chickens in, right?
Yeah, so let's see. I'd say, just wait. Let's have a game plan.
Well, I was going to say, I will take them out if you keep the chickens back.
Basically. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. Perfect. Okay, now we just let them go. See if they're comes out. I'll guard from chickens if you want to guard. If you want to kind of try and push them out, see if they go.
Okay, so here is where everything went wrong. They refused to walk out the door. I don't know why, because they've been locked in here, but they would not go out, so we left them in. And just like we thought, massive chaos ensued. As soon as you tried to catch a chicken, the goose got super defensive, got loud, the chickens got all freaked out, and so we ended up just letting them go outside. Alright, didn't quite work as planned, so it's gonna get dark pretty soon, so they'll come back into roost. We'll lock them back in.
Hopefully.
And next time we won't take the door down and not try to worry about the goose and the duck. We were just worried that they would get upset, cause more chaos than was worth, but we'll get them trimmed. It's only a couple hours until the sun goes down, so hopefully they don't fly over the fence between now and then. We'll see.
These chickens are really good flyers, though. Really, really good flyers, so I don't know.
We're hoping that they like this house they've been in, so we'll keep you posted. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.